In AI engineering, when you serve an LLM, you almost always batch prompts together for throughput. But decoder-only models are sensitive to how you pad those batches, and getting it wrong silently corrupts your output. By the end, you'll know exactly why to set padding side to left and how it fixes garbled completions. We start by importing the tokenizer and the causal language model classes from the transformers library. We picked GPT-2 as our model name so we can load a small, well-known decoder-only model. We load the tokenizer that matches that model from the pre-trained checkpoint. Then we load the model weights themselves for the same checkpoint. We switch the model into evaluation mode since we're only running inference, not training. GPT-2 was never given a dedicated padding token, so we reuse its end-of-sequence token as the pad token. Here's the key setting. We tell the tokenizer to add padding on the left instead of the right. We define two prompts that deliberately have different lengths, so padding actually kicks in. Now we tokenize both prompts at once, asking for pytorch tensors back. By setting padding to true, we let the tokenizer pad the shorter prompt so both fit in one rectangular tensor. We print the shape of the input IDs to confirm both prompts now share the same length. We also print the attention mask so we can inspect exactly which positions are real and which are padding. We wrap generation in a no-grad block since we don't need gradients during inference. We call generate, unpacking both the input IDs and the attention mask into the model. We limit output to 20 new tokens and pass the EOS token as the pad token for generation. Finally, we loop over each output, decode it back to text while skipping special tokens, and print the results. We start with two prompts that are clearly different lengths, so the tokenizer has to reconcile them into one rectangular batch. Padding equals true tells the tokenizer to pad every sequence out to the length of the longest one in the batch. Because GPT-2 ships without a dedicated pad token, we reuse the end-of-sequence token to fill the gaps. The critical choice is padding side left, which places those filler tokens at the front of each shorter sequence. Printing the input shape confirms both prompts now occupy the same number of columns in a single tensor. The attention mask is the map that tells the model which of those positions are real and which are just padding. For the longer prompt, every position is genuine, so its row of the mask is all ones. For the shorter prompt, the mask begins with zeros for the pad tokens, then switches to ones once the real text starts. This alignment is the whole point. Both real prompts now end at the very same rightmost column. That matters because a decoder-only model generates the next token by looking at the position immediately after the input. Since every prompt ends at the same rightmost slot, generation for the whole batch continues from a clean, consistent boundary. Decoding each output back to text then gives coherent continuations for both prompts, exactly what we wanted. To understand why left padding matters, let's imagine what happens if we pad on the right instead. With right padding, the shorter prompt keeps its real tokens at the start and gets pad tokens appended to the end. That means for the shorter prompt, the very last position in the sequence is a pad token, not a real word. Generation works by looking at the final position and predicting what comes next, then repeating. So with right padding, the model is asked to continue the text starting from a meaningless padding slot. The pad tokens sit wedged between the prompt and the fresh output, so the generated text no longer flows naturally from the question. Even though the attention mask marks those pads as ignorable, the positional information is already distorted for the shorter sequence. The result is garbled or off-topic completions for whichever prompts happen to be shorter in the batch. Left padding fixes this by pushing every real token to the right edge. so all sequences end on genuine content. That's why left padding is the correct choice whenever you generate from a batch with a decoder-only model. Decoder-only models generate from the last real token position. Right padding puts pad tokens after the prompt, corrupting output. Always set tokenizer.padding side equal left for batched generation. If that helped, subscribe for more.